Price of fame.
It's lonely at the top.
And welcome to The Price of Fame,
where we talk about fashion, art, music,
and entertainment.
I am Savage Rogers.
I am Mike Vegas.
And this is The Price of Fame.
Yeah, man, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, man?
The sun is out.
Yeah.
Sun's out, buns out.
Yeah.
I guess guns out. Sun's out, guns out.
I know, bro. Crazy.
Speaking of guns, you saw the Young Thug got out, right?
Oh, no question.
Young Thug.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Young Thug, man. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was a crazy trial.
Yo, he's blessed, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy trial. Like,
Unnecessary.
yeah,
They wasted a lot of
I guess
state money.
they did. I guess they felt like they had
That was a
enough
federal
evidence.
case or state case?
No, that was a state case.
They wasted
State RICO's different than
They
the
wasted a
federal.
lot of state money on that, bro.
Yeah, I guess they feel like they had a case for them to go that far and rope that many people in. They were like, oh, YSL's a gang, and they start even bringing the music artists in. That you know that a lot of them ain't gang affiliated or have anything to do with a gang.
Yeah, man. You can't be associated with anybody. You can't have friends that. Every one of us, every someone knows someone who's not that savory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They're a little unsavory. You.
Right. You get kind of right. It's like what they call it, like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's someone really close to you that might not be that far removed.
Exactly.
That's done some heinous acts.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean you agree with it or that you've done it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just what
So,
they did.
How you gonna convict me of just being associated with it? And maybe he was guilty, maybe he wasn't guilty. It's just
Right.
that you should have your facts together before you bring a case.
100%. Like before you bring a case, you need to have a rock solid case.
Yeah,
You just can't come you can because they did it. So you could bring a case up, but chances are that you're not gonna win the case. But they convicted him though. He had to plead guilty, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll take 15 years.
So
I
he
know
pled guilty.
a lot of my boys talking about, I wouldn't take 15 years. I said, yeah, because you broke.
Right.
You broke. Broke not taking the 15 years is different from a
15 is different.
rich man
Yeah.
taking 15 years.
Pablo Escobar
Come on, man. He could
he built his own prison and locked himself in the prison and was like, I'll just stay here.
Yeah.
Because he's rich. You know what I mean? So
Come on, man.
So
He got
it's
options.
different. Right.
I mean, it's going to be kind of a little difficult for him to navigate through certain things.
Yeah, for sure.
But 15 years, I'll take that. The 15 years go by real quick.
Right.
I'd rather take 15 years in than 15 years
Outside.
than 8 years,
Right.
possible 8 years
Right,
or
so
whatever.
you're on like parole and then you got house arrest or whatever it may be. I still rather take that than be locked in that cell.
I can make a lot more money outside. And
Right.
you can't go to Atlanta. All right, cool. I don't need to go to Atlanta. There's a lot of other states I can live in that I don't have to go to Atlanta.
Right, and I don't even know if it's the whole Atlanta because Atlanta is not as big as people think it is. Right, because it could be outside of Atlanta.
Yeah. What is the range like?
I guess it's like I don't know if it's like
Georgia
downtown Atlanta or where he could be.
Atlanta's Atlanta, man.
Atlanta's not as big as we think it is.
What is the
it's
radius? Like what? Because they have so many different restaurants and so many different places you can go that's outside of Atlanta.
Right, but then when you heard this song that the girl put up, it was like such and such. It's not Atlanta, like stuff that we thought was Atlanta.
Oh.
And she was saying like all of these different counties and things are not Atlanta.
See, I don't understand Georgia like that because I hear Marietta, I hear Stone Mountain,
Right.
I hear
That's not Atlanta.
I hear all these places.
None of those
and
are
they say
Atlanta.
That's not Atlanta, but Bankhead, Buckhead, I don't understand none of that stuff.
College Park has to be Atlanta. Lennox, it has to be Atlanta.
Well, yeah, I think
I don't
that's
know.
Atlanta.
We need some Atlanta specialists.
Yeah.
To chime in on this one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
'Cause
mean?
I could be in Atlanta and don't even know I'm in Atlanta.
Where can Young Thug go and where he can't go?
Well, he knows what Atlanta is.
Right. He knows what Atlanta is because he's from Atlanta.
I don't think it should be. It ain't gonna be hard. It's not gonna be hard for him not to go to Atlanta.
Hard. Yeah, no, it's not hard.
I'll be all right. And if he gotta take care of some business, let them come to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But then I don't see the point of that though, because if I'm this big of an artist and I'm this big of a terror, me just being inside of this area is not gonna do anything. I can do it from wherever I'm at if I'm this person that y'all painted me to be.
That's true.
You know.
I think he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna change up the way he move. I don't think he's gonna be on.
I hope he does. I know what like a few people try to talk to him, you know. You know how it be sometimes when you're like an older dude and you're like, you know, you be like, you know what, let me chop it with the younger dudes and like tell them, you know, how it is. Cause you've seen it before.
Yeah.
You done seen it play out over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So a lot of times though, the younger dudes don't want to listen. But I think now he'll take the heat.
He'll be like, yeah, I understand OG, but it's different now, man.
Right.
Things change, man. Different things ain't the same, man.
Right.
Nothing changes.
It's all the same.
People change.
Right.
The dynamics never change, bro.
Right.
If you do something, if you hustling, there's only 3 ways out of that.
Right.
Either you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna get killed, or you're gonna get addicted to drugs.
Right.
Unless you just stop totally, but
unless
if
you just stop,
deal with that,
it's hard.
That's the end result. The end result is that you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna get killed, or you're gonna wind up being an addict.
Right.
You know
Most people ain't Jay-Z, because they'll be like, Jay-Z did it.
A lot of people.
Young Jeezy did it.
A lot of people got smartened up.
Yeah.
They say, yo, listen, there's no happy ending to this, man.
Yeah.
There's no happy ending.
But you see, Big Meech was in there for a long time.
Yeah.
Now he's in like halfway house. He's out, almost out. Halfway house is like nothing like being in prison though. When you hit that halfway house.
Something. A friend of mine, I don't want to name his, but a friend of mine, he was a party promoter in New York, and he brought Meech to New York. This is way back. He brought Meech to New York, and I knew, you know, when he brought him to New York, Meech spent like $50,000 in what's that club? Starts with an S. Man, it was a club in Manhattan.
I can't think of it.
Damn, I forgot his name. But he spent 50 racks at the bar. Now at that time, nobody was doing that.
Right.
At that time, nobody was doing. Now people.
And you don't even know who this is. You're like
nobody. So the next day, Flex is talking on. No, that night, or that next night, Flex was talking on the radio. Yeah, you know, blah 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 blah. You know how Flex talk.
Right.
50,000.
He dropped 17 bombs.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, word.
The bombs just keep. You can't even get a word out.
So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what, you know, homie brought homie to up to New York. He spent 50,000. I said, yo, I'm scared of that dude, man.
Right.
I said, cause anybody that spends that much money and then it's on the radio, somebody watching.
100%.
Somebody watching them. And then they wanted me to go.
If I'm law enforcement, I'm like, it's almost like Denzel when it's not. I'm saying Denzel.
No.
Like with Frank Lucas.
Yeah, Frank Lucas.
Like Frank Lucas when he went to the fight, the Muhammad Ali fight with that big fur on, that chinchilla hanging or whatever. Like, hold on, who is this? Oh, and he got front row seats.
Yeah.
His seats are better than all the celebrities.
Yeah.
Let's see who this guy is.
And I remember my
man. So you start making noise.
My man wanted me to mess with him. My other man wanted me, so yo, let's go down to Atlanta, boom, boom, boom. Let's, you know, he doing a music thing. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm all right, man.
Which he was doing music.
No, he was doing it,
But it's called, what do you call it? It's called commingling of the funds. So when you start mixing the street money with the legit entertainment money, when they come in, they're not looking for the legitimate entertainment money. They like,
if Meech would legitimize everything with the same way he thought as far as his business acumen,
I think eventually, I think that's what he was going towards. Like eventually,
that's what guy,
I think eventually that's what he was heading towards. Yeah. But you know,
because everybody around him was getting money,
right?
And it wasn't about me. It was about the team,
right?
And he had that the way he did his thing. It was smart, but a little too flashy, I guess. And then the hip hop police probably was watching him.
100%.
Hip hop police probably was watching him.
Well, I don't know. Was it a hip hop police out then? Well, the hip hop police started in New York, right? They started, and like the NYPD started that, right? Yeah,
they were watching him. They had to be. I don't know if they were watching him, but they saw.
Oh, because they're going to watch everyone, right?
They probably saw it. And
make a few calls.
Who's this guy? Yeah, who's this guy? That's just spending that much money.
No, the hip hop police was crazy. They was following people around.
Yeah.
Then they said they was in the club that night with Sean and Diddy. When they shot the club up, they saying the hip hop police was in the club because they followed them to the club. Yeah. But they was in every club. They undercovers. They had them in every club back then.
It was crazy back then.
Yeah, that was just what they, because they knew, like if it's an entertainer in the building, it's gonna be some type of crime And you know what I mean? And then that's a win for us. Because they're going to do something wrong.
Yo, imagine they had phones, cell phones back then.
Yeah.
Where you could record. Whoa, they had cell phones, but it wasn't cell phones you record on.
Right. It was nothing like we have now. Right.
If they had it back then, it would be a problem.
Right.
It'd be a problem.
Everything would be different. Yeah.
No question. No question. Oh, man, listen. I mean, dudes is bugged out, man. I mean, look along Young Dirk.
Yeah, Lil Durk.
Yeah, Lil Durk, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that kid, man. And Wallow tried to talk to him, too.
Right. He did. I didn't even yeah, it's great. Yeah.
What, man?
They just tried to talk to Kodak, too, so I don't want to say it, but...
Yo, Wallow needs to open his own consulting firm. To all
Right.
these you young rappers who's trying to get in the game, and they really hot, they need to go to him and talk to him so he can help them navigate through this.
But I don't think that, you know, they still, like, I think that a lot of times the guys come from the streets, so they keep those same street rules even once they start making a certain amount of money. So you still got the shoot, instead of hiring security, you got the shooters around you from the neighborhood. You got...
but you got to smarten up. How many, name me one rapper, who kept the same street acronym as he did when he was on the street, when he got into business. I'm talking about the same way you were moving as far as, you know, being erratic and you know, very vicious. You bring that to the music business or any business, and you survived.
Nah, you're not going to survive.
You got to change up.
Yeah.
You got to change up. Certain things you could bring to the table, but you got to change up. And if you don't change up, you're going to be in jail. Because now he's in jail.
Right.
And people will no one's stopping. They put out their little prayer hands or whatever.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, free Lil Durk.
Right, and then they keep it moving.
And keep it moving.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On to the next one. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, and that's what everyone, every rapper that got locked up, it's going to be a lot more getting locked up because they ain't going to learn.
Right. It's because of the way they move, especially like that whole, I said it before, it's like sad with that whole like Chicago scene. Like almost all of those guys, except like Chief Keef who like moved to LA.
Smart guy.
But all of those guys who stayed around that same circle, a lot of those guys are either dead, in jail. Like that's how Academics came up. He came up talking about that whole drill scene and all of that. That's why they really, I mean, people still don't like him, but they really didn't like him then.
Yeah.
Because he was like airing everything out. Like, oh, well, you said it on the record. Why I can't say it on my show? So that whole...
I think because he has a bigger platform.
Right. But that whole, you know, all of those guys, like, something eventually happened to all of them. So you got to, like, smarten up. Like, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them put hits on each other. Like, it's just crazy. Like, even after they blew up, they were still beefing.
Yo, what's crazy to me is that you work your ass off to get to a certain point. And once you get to that point, you want to go backwards to go back to what you was doing.
Right.
Now you want to be the big man in the hood. The world's a big place.
Right. And like you said, once you hit that cell, like a lot of those people, that's all they can do. Like, oh, hold your head. I'm going to hold you down out here. We praying for you.
Nobody's holding you down.
Ain't no one's in that cell with you.
I'm really curious to
You're in
know
that cell
how
by
many
yourself.
people is holding out to homie from Brooklyn.
Casanova?
Yeah.
Right.
How many of his boys holding him down?
Right now while he's doing
Right
that
now.
bid. Right.
Now, I don't know if they are or aren't, but I'm just saying how many. Out of 100 dudes, how many is holding his kid down?
Right.
How many is
Out of all
holding
those
him
people.
down?
They should
How many
be.
looking out for him?
They should be, but more than likely, they're not.
Man. Let's keep
Yeah,
going.
more than likely, they're not.
Financially, they can't maintain his lifestyle.
Yeah. Once you go on the other side of that wall, it's almost like you're like a forgotten thing. Because they like, oh, I still got to move on with my life. I still got to pay bills. They go on with their life. And your life is kind of frozen.
Yeah.
You kind of go in that jail cell and your life kind of stops.
Yeah.
While the world is still moving.
Yeah.
You know, so you just got to think that through. Like, especially if you're the artist, like, you got to think it through. Like, you know, like, let me make sure I don't do anything wrong. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be the one to take the fall.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a Shine and Diddy where, you know what I mean? Everybody's not like Shine where they're going to be like, all right, I'm not going to say anything. Whether who shot or who did whatever, most of the time that other dude is once he gets under that pressure,
Yeah.
and don't that cell slam,
Oh, come on, man.
you hear that?
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what? I can get less time.
Well, no question.
I'm not Bobby Smurda and what's his name, Rowdy. They most dudes ain't like that.
Nah.
They're gonna be like, you know what? I can get less time. He had a gun too. He shot the club up too.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't that
So-
happen with Taxstone?
Yeah.
How much time he got? He got a
I
nice
don't know
amount of
how
time,
much he
right?
got. Yeah.
He got a long
with
time.
Troy Ave.
Yeah.
Troy Ave and Taxstone. That's what it is. You start having these
Come
these
on,
beefs
man.
as artists. It's really not a smart thing, because even with the police or whatever, a lot of times they're not gonna look to the entourage, even if it is the entourage doing things.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, like with Little Dirk, like one of his they like traced like plane tickets where the guy had booked a plane ticket to L.A. when Little Tim, the one who killed King Von or whatever, his cousin got killed.
Yeah.
So they went and checked the plane tickets. It wasn't Little Dirk that flew on the plane to L.A. and all this stuff happened, but it was one of the associates.
But that you okay,
So it's gonna lead back to
Yeah,
Mike
but-
Vegas.
But that don't mean anything. He
It doesn't. It doesn't. But if I'm the police, who I'm coming to get?
You better have your facts together.
Right. You have to have. Right. You got to have it in order. He has a big chance of beating that case, though. He has a
Yeah.
big chance of beating that case, but you just gotta make sure
Because
your
you're gonna-
ducks is in a row.
This dude is a known criminal. The guy who supposedly
Right.
snitched on him, right?
Right.
He's a known criminal. You know what I'm saying? So it could be, it's just, I'm getting back at this guy. I'm going to
Right.
tell
Or it could be right. Or it
Whatever,
could be
it
you
could be
don't want to
anything.
take all that time. So you like, if I
Yeah,
say this,
if I say
he'll
this,
be able to
then-
get out. He has the money. He can get out. He has good lawyers. So
I'll tell you this, man. He get out, he need to change his circle.
100%.
He need to change his whole circle.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even, nah.
I saw something too, wasn't it? I think it was 50 was doing something where he said he saw like somebody around Dirk and he was like, you got to watch this dude. And Lil Durk was like, yeah, I already know. Like, but
So
50
you're-
saying he had already told him, like, 50's like, you got to watch everybody else, but the people that's closest to you, you got to watch them even harder.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, people have been trying to tell him for a while, Even his house got robbed, and he was like, who knows where you live?
Come
And
on.
then he was like, no one knows where I live except the people that's around me.
Yeah.
Like, no one else knows. So, okay, so how did they know?
Obviously, someone
Right.
else set you up.
So,
somewhere in
like
your
we was
circle.
talking about earlier, if no one followed you and you don't see the headlights and,
Yeah.
if no one followed you, then someone obviously told someone where you live.
Oh, no question.
Right. So you just got to be careful who you have around you in your circle. And they denied his bond. They did the same
denied?
thing. Yeah, because they saying he booked before he was before they came and picked him up. He had booked several different flights to a bunch of different places. So they were like, "Oh, he's a flight risk."
Oh, my God.
So I don't know, what's the thing with that. But then I know it's a few countries that you can't that you can go to.
You can go to Brazil.
Yeah, you can go to
Bali.
Montenegro. You can go to
Yeah.
Algeria,
Oh, yeah?
Indonesia,
Oh, wow.
Morocco, which I didn't know
That
that,
money got to be long if you going to Morocco.
China,
Okay.
Ethiopia, North Korea. You ain't getting in North Korea. So
Nah.
if you get in there, you ain't getting out.
Yeah,
so
you ain't getting out.
Russia, I don't think you want to be there right now.
Nah.
Somalia, Uganda, Vietnam, Botswana,
Vietnam might be a nice place to go.
Cambodia.
Cambodia, too.
Cambodia might work. The Central African Republic,
I don't know about that one.
Cuba, and Iran.
Cuba might be all right.
Yeah, there's a couple other places, but that's like the main places. So,
I mean,
but they don't really have extradition laws, so they ain't gonna really, you can sit over there for a little bit
I mean,
until you get everything in order.
yeah, yeah. You see, they raided Puff's cell.
Yeah, and took the documents
They
that he
took
was.
his notes, his diary, and all that.
Yeah, yeah. So they had to destroy the evidence, right? But you already seen it, so you already seen what my whole defense is. So even though you're destroying it and you're like, all right, I'm going to destroy it. We can't give it to the prosecution. You've seen it already.
Yeah, they probably took pictures and everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I heard it was illegal.
It is illegal to do that.
You get the prosecution is going inside my cell.
Yeah, so they said they're not gonna use any of it. They destroyed it. But once I see what your defense is, right?
Yeah.
That's like if we playing if we two opposing football teams, and I steal your whole playbook, and then I say, you know what, I ain't gonna use it against him. Let me burn his playbook. I done saw all the plays.
Is that grounds
so now
for
I
them?
know what you're gonna do.
But is that grounds for them to deny bail again?
Probably. They probably still gonna deny it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they probably
I don't
still
think, yo,
gonna deny it.
is Puff that dangerous?
I'm just saying that was a bad move for them to do, because that's almost goes to like what they did with OJ, where they tried to plant the glove, where they were doing different things, and then the case got thrown out. The prosecution lost that whole case because of things they were doing, because they wanted to get him so bad, they wanted to prove him guilty
just
so
doing
bad,
whatever they could just to get him.
Right. Whether he did anything or not, because he could have actually murdered those people. He could have actually murdered Ron and Nicole. But because of what they did, it threw the whole case out. So we'll never know. So they got to be careful.
See, Puff's situation, man, I don't know, bro. He hit the pinnacle of success that most people in the world, not just the United States, the world,
Never
will
reaches.
never reach.
Never.
Never, ever, ever reach.
Right.
And you doing the thing, allegedly doing dumb things like that. I'm like,
I think that's what it is. You start feeling untouchable.
it's that God complex.
Yeah. You start feeling untouchable. You're like, oh, I got away with it. That's like if someone goes to Target, right? And then for a whole week, you steal candy every day for the week. You're going to keep going back. Because you're like,
Oh, it's only going to get bigger and bigger.
Right. It's going to get bigger and bigger. You're like, oh, because they can't. They saw me steal it and no one did anything. No, you know. And that's going to keep happening until they chasing you down Jamaica Avenue and putting that hammer on you. So you're going to keep thinking you're getting away with it. Oh, I'm stealing, I'm getting away with it. You're going to get to a certain point where that's not going to be the case anymore. And then it's going to be dire consequences.
Yeah.
So you can't ever get that big-headed where you think like, oh, like I can do whatever I want. It's no such thing in this world. You can't do whatever you want. It doesn't exist in this world.
And I'm thinking like, it can't be, you know how they say, yo, it's statistical, that statistics show that if you have parents or you have someone in your family or your environment, such as a father,
Right.
that's doing that, type of stuff, then more than likely you're going to do it.
Yeah.
It says a 70% chance that you'll go to jail if you're a child of a,
That's great. You know, Big Dirk is in jail. Big Dirk is in prison too.
I thought he was out.
No, I don't think Big Dirk is out.
That's crazy.
So him and Little Dirk are at right now, you know what I mean?
Damn. No, he's out.
Is he?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's
okay.
out.
I didn't
But
think he was out. But he was in.
But you could, it says 70%. If you don't, how would they know? If I went to prison, my kid would never know.
I mean, your kid would know because
I went on vacation.
you went on vacation for 6 years?
Yeah, I went on, I was in, I went somewhere. I didn't go on vacation. But
Nah, you know what it is? The kid starts to get lonely or the parent starts to get lonely. You want to see the kid. Someone's
Yeah.
going to bring them up.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't need you to see me in prison.
Right. But
I
most
don't need
people.
to see you that much. I could talk to you on the phone. You could use your imagination, or I could tell you anything. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm somewhere working on a ship or
Right.
whatever, and I'm gonna send you some money. Blah blah blah. Whatever the case, I don't need you to know that.
Yeah, for most people, that ain't how it is, though. They know, and they, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they glorify it.
Yeah, and then it just,
They glorify prison. I'm gonna see my kid.
right, because it's the same thing. It's more than likely, right? If you run a Fortune 500 company or you built a Fortune 500 company with your bare hands, it's going to be more than likely your kid is going to end up being in that 500 company or end up being successful, end up doing some type of business. It might not be your business that you created, but they're going to end up doing something because they saw you and your drive, you know what I mean?
That's true. I
Bronny James ain't the greatest basketball player out, But he made it to the NBA, and he's been practicing his whole life. Like, you know, people are dissing him now, like, oh, this kid's not that good. But he saw his father doing, you know, being the GOAT or whatever they want to call him. I know you think Jordan's the GOAT.
Oh, I don't like Jordan. Crazy.
I'm talking about a basketball. You don't think
I
so?
don't like Jordan.
I told you what Jordan told me.
I don't like Jordan. LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, and Shaquille O'Neal are my Mount Rushmores.
You like Kevin Garnett?
I don't like Jordan.
Oh, dang.
Kevin
Jordan.
Garnett. Yes, I like Kevin Garnett. So don't ever, that's blasphemy. I don't like Michael Jordan.
You know, it's on like we talking about prison and you just mad because Jordan got all them prisons. He got mad prisons.
I'm not mad at him for that. I'm not. I mean, I'm not making you go to prison.
Private prison.
I'm not mad at him for that.
Yeah, but back to LeBron. His son saw him playing basketball, so he's like, I'm gonna follow in these footsteps. So a lot of times that's how it might be. If if my dad, was a murderer and was a gangster,
You believe that?
it might be a chance. I might be a gang, or either the complete opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
It depends. Either I'm gonna be the complete opposite of that, or either I'm gonna
So
lean
if your
into
mama
that.
did crack, more than likely you gonna do crack too.
I might do that crack. Crack ain't whack. It might happen.
Damn. Well, I'll tell you this, man. If you don't learn anything from Lil Durk or Young Thug or Casanova,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and many more rappers is getting locked up. Yo, you're
Big
a fool.
6ix9ine back locked up.
Yeah, but he gonna be
He
out.
violated his probation.
He gonna be out.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like, still,
What was the violation?
I don't know what he did. But it was a couple months, I think he got. 30 days. That's all he got, 30 days.
You got time to think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he got to change that behavior. Because these guys getting way too much money to be.
That's what I'm saying, man.
to-
Come on, man. You doing it. You
Right.
Idiots, man. Idiots.
Yeah, they're getting way too much money to be doing like idiotic things.
It's crazy.
But I think it's a whole thing like the streets almost tie into like the entertainment industry. Where like when it's like hip hop and things like that, a lot of times that's what happens. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the money they've made is off of their street image.
Yeah, but
So a lot of times it spills over.
you got it. Nah, it's a lot of dudes that. Come on, you could name a lot of dudes that used to do what they do on the streets and turned it around and got smart.
Right.
Even in corporate America, the Rockefellers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people who did things back in the days, bootlegging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To all kinds of
Right.
things that you would feel like, oh, that's not cool. They just changed it around,
Right.
legitimize what they were doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, they say Lil Durk worth like $8 million. I don't know that it might be more, it might be less, but that's not a little bit of change, you know.
I don't need $8 million to tell me that,
Right.
yo, I got to change what I'm doing.
Right. That's not a little bit of change. That's enough for me to hire security around me. That's enough for me not to want to slide. But I think sometimes it'd be like that too. Like for instance, like there's just a lot of times it's the way that we're raised. Like, oh, you hurt my family or somebody on my team, I gotta hurt you or I gotta hurt, It's like, like I can't let it go. I can't let it ride. Because that's what everybody kept saying. Oh, Dirk, you ain't gonna slide for Vaughn? Oh, you ain't gonna slide? The whole internet is saying this. You know what I mean?
Don't tell me he fell victim of peer pressure.
The whole internet was saying this. It might not be peer, it might not have been that. Maybe he was gonna slide anyway. And it just was a coincidence. You know what I mean? But a lot of times that's the way it is. We feel like we gotta get that get back. Like, oh, you did this to me? I'm gonna make sure I get you back. But a lot of times when you're in a certain position, you might have to let it go.
He might spend half of that money on lawyers. Man.
Yep. As I say, you might have to let it go sometime.
Half of that money on lawyers. You're going to spend like at least $3 million on lawyers.
Yeah, the streets don't love none of us. The streets don't love nobody. The streets is the streets. And that's the price of fame.
What we talk about,
Fashion, art, music,
entertainment.
stay out.
One.